Okay, hey, welcome to another episode. I'm doing this kind of in the dark. Anyways, I want to tell y'all about my trip to Lexington, Kentucky. Okay, so since I've got here, I can't afford to do anything. Like, they don't have bars around here, right? We're in a small town, Well, no, we're in a smaller city. Because we still have like somewhat an infrastructure here. It's not big. It's like for my friends who live in Oxnard or whatever, it was like Oxnard like way back in the 70s before it got overpopulated. Is where I live now. Lexington though, it's a big city. It's like like LA, Frisco, shit like that. So I attended a concert, and thing is, my friend P Dog, he's the one who took me. He paid for everything because I could not afford it. Fact is, I have not been out to a bar drinking anything that's recreation. That stuff I used to do a lot because it costs money. And since I live out here in the boonies, anything I do will cost money because I always travel like 25 miles to town, either town. Anyways, so I haven't been out in a while because I used to go out all the time and stuff when I used to get all drunk and all that crazy shit. But, it's been about almost 3-4 years. No, about 3 years since I went to a gig to see a live band. So anyways, we ended up going, P-Dog took me to Lexington, Rupp Arena, home of the Kentucky Wildcats. They're an NCAA basketball team, 8-time championship there. That's what I learned. The Rupp Arena can hold up to about 25,000 people, depending on what kind of an event is there. Pretty big, arena. Anyways, so me and P-Dog parked about half mile away. Then we walked to the arena. And it's kind of reminds me of San Francisco, the big tall buildings and stuff, or downtown LA, except there was a few things different. One, there was no homeless people, none at all. Okay, now in the parking lot structure, right? The ones in LA, I've been to a lot in LA and San Francisco and other bigger, cities. Usually you get the smell of piss in these parking structures, especially if it's like a 5 to 6 story tall parking structure. Say you park on the 3rd floor, you get in the elevator. First thing you do is smell piss or smell something bad. Anywhere. Like any time I went to LA or, that's what I smelled. And you go out into the city, you'll see homeless people, trash, this, that, the other. In Lexington, dude, no trash. Okay, I think I counted 10 cigarette butts in a half mile walk. That no trash, clean, any little corner, nook and cranny where a homeless person could sleep, or like any halls that I walked through, like through the parking structures, the elevator I took. Dude, fucking, no smell of piss, no trash, no nothing, man. Okay, so here's another example. So we get to the Rupp Arena, right? And we're ordering, P-Dog orders us beers and stuff. And I sat through the whole concert. I drank about 3 beers. I had my cans and shit. Dude, that arena was so clean. It's fucking clean. And people were taking their trash back up, into the lobby and throwing their trash away. They wouldn't be leaving it like in the cup holders at the stadium. So like when the gig was done, I grabbed all my trash and I threw it away as well. The stadium lobby was clean. Then I went to hit the bathroom. Everybody got in line. Nobody's pissing anywhere. The sinks were clean. People were wiping the water away, like on the counter. All the pissers were fucking clean. Everything's so fucking clean. Everybody's so goddamn civil. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, so when we went to the gig at the Rep Arena, one thing I did notice is that me, P-Dog, and I think this other black dude was there. We were probably the three darkest people there. Didn't matter though. That didn't. Everywhere I looked, there was just Caucasians, white people. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. The thing is, I'm so used to being in like diverse crowds because that's where I grew up in. Okay. But all I can say is I had no problems with anybody. I talked to a few people who talked to me, which was cool because usually lately I just don't want to function with people and stuff. But like when we were all leaving the stadium, though it was a big crowd, people gave you room to walk. People were being polite and mindful. Just a whole different fucking experience from anything I've been to regarding like going to concerts or anything. It is different here. This place hits different and I fucking love it. Okay, Kentucky rocks. Now, I'm pretty sure they may have, your clan or whatnot groups around here somewhere in the woods. I don't know. I've seen it on YouTube and stuff, but like I haven't ran into any of that stuff. And here, if there are gangs or if there are people that are like, that want to cause trouble or anything like that, it's really hard to get into that shit here because they're not as confrontational as, like, say, the gangsters or any criminals in LA or San Francisco, or if you end up in the wrong side of town, they'll fucking jack your ass, like, what you doing with my watch, or give me your wallet. That bullshit, not here. Okay. Besides being broke, it's a fucking joke since I got here. That's just the worst ever. That's the worst, state that I've been in, even in my whole life. Broke as fuck since I moved here. However, I'm glad I moved here. And it's not, and Kentucky is the shit. I wish my predicament did become a predicament because there's a lot of potential here, and a lot of places to go see. But unfortunately, I'm broke for now, and it takes money to get around because I live out here. However, once I start getting my financing thing right, my God, there's caves, creeks, rivers, waterfalls, everything around it. It's all just around me, everywhere, in every fucking direction. And I'm going to go see it all, man. Definitely life-changing culture here. If anybody in California is listening to me, look, I'm going to be straight up with you. And you won't know it unless you try it, okay? I thought I was going to live in California forever, because it's California. I live by the beach. It's beautiful. California beaches are beautiful, okay? But don't be stuck there. Okay? Don't. I got burnt out because I was doing the same thing every day. And, after my strokes, I figured I got to make my life interesting from here on out. I got to. And just staying in one fucking place all your life ain't cutting it. I'm so glad I still have my health, because once my financial shit kicks in, fucking, I'm gonna turn it up regarding adventures in life, and I'm going to live, man. Something I couldn't do in California. Now, I always mention California because the cost of living is fucking insane there. You may not see it or you're so used to it, but until you get the fuck out of there and experience what I'm experiencing, dude, and this is someone who lived in California for I think I lived there for 53 years, something like that. Longer than some of you who may be listening, been alive, that still live there. I would get the fuck out of there. Okay? I would. Now, my excuse for not moving all that time when I live in California is like, the weather is great. It is great. It is great. When I first came here and I decided to live here in Kentucky, I was pretty fucking nervous about the Four Seasons, and I have good reason to, even now. When I moved here, I was expecting to be paid, with my predicament, my deal, a certain amount of money to where I can get my electricity going so I could have heat and I could have air conditioning during these rough seasons. But of course, if you don't know already, that shit didn't work out. In the winters, I almost froze to death. In the summers, I almost fucking had heat strokes. And I'm waiting for another month and a half before it gets hot, heat stroke hot here again. And I still have no utilities. But other than that, man, it was worth moving out of California. It was totally worth it. Because here, it hits different because the landscaping, the geography around here is so different than anything on the West. On the West, okay, most of the West, not the Pacific Northwest, though. The Pacific Northwest reminds me of here, okay? But anything like Central or South, the desert-looking kind of look, some of that's beautiful too, but some of it's just flat and just long and drawn out, nothing to look at, Here, you are going up and down through hills and switchbacks and turns and long country roads and hardly no fucking lights unless you're in a city like Lexington, or Louisville. You go there and, just a city, lots of lights, traffic, this, that, the other. But where I live now, that shit's almost non-existent. And I love living like this. I mean, a regular day in the city of Somerset, on a weekday, let's say from 9 to about 3:30. If you drive down through the city, no goddamn traffic. You could probably count maybe 30 to 50 cars on the main drag. That's it. You're never fucking bumper to bumper unless people are like turning right into a shopping center or something like that, and you got a lot of people going to that one shopping center all at the same time. Then you'll get your bumper to bumper. But the traffic, Jesus Christ, no fucking traffic, no crowds and crowds of people. The Walmart's fucking clean. All the shirts and stuff are in order and not unfolded or on the ground or fucking trash everywhere. I mean, you go to Walmart in Oxnard, man, at least when I did back in the day, it was like, fuck, man. There was clothes and shit everywhere and unfolded, just fucking crap. Walmart here? Holy fucking shit, dude. It is clean. Clang, clang, clang. So fresh, it's so clang, clang. You know what I'm saying? God damn it. Like I say, it hits different here. My friends in California, man, I'm going to tell you this, and I know if you could just get over the fact that we have the 4 seasons here, and if you could get away from the beach, you could move here. You have a better chance of buying, like, say, a house and paying it off, like, real quick. If you take your California money and you come here, you know what I'm saying, and you go buy your property, you could buy acres of land and a house, and I'm talking acres, like more than like 2 acres, up to maybe 5 acres, 10 acres, with a house, a smaller house, like 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, or even a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house. 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house, 5 acres here, depending on where it's at, from 250,000 up to maybe 300,000. Just depend. 300,000. Closer you are to the city, the more it's gonna cost. The farther out you are, the cheaper it's gonna cost. Plus, depends on your landscaping. If you live in the mountain like me, where it's unfarmable, so to speak, it's only unfarmable because nothing's like, it's all wild. But it can be farmable. I'm going to build a farm. You just have to build your own farm, like bring in your own soil, flatten out, excavate your land, and all that. But houses here are cheap. And listen to my friends in California. Say you're still renting an apartment or whatever, but you want to buy a house. Come here. Bring your skills, whatever, your talent. Come here. Now, you may think, oh man, the cost of living is less here, which it is. We're one of the poorest states in our nation. And you say you try to get a job here, you can get paid less. That depends. Like, P-Dog, my brother P-Dog, he worked at Amazon. And then he's been listening to my vlogs, and he decided he's going to try to transfer here to Kentucky, and he's still getting paid the same as he was in California. And he was getting paid a lot in California. And he decided he's just going to go transfer here, try it out for a year, and, try to catch up on his bills, his debts, and all that. And he was all stressed out about living in, the LA area too. Too many meth heads, too much fucking people and all that shit. And, he lived in a packed house. He couldn't afford a 1-bedroom apartment in LA. So he moved here. He's got his 1-bedroom apartment. He's only like paying $600 a month. 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, right? He's making the same as he did in California. So here, his wage, he's a fucking baller here with his wage. I'm not saying he's a baller, buying bling, this and that. I'm just saying with his wage, and he's here now, he's gonna go far, man. He's gonna go far. So I can't stress enough to how much more attainable your dreams are if you moved here. I don't know what else to say, man. It's in Kentucky, it really is beautiful. You're looking at long country highway roads and mountains and hills. That's what you're looking at. you know, even in the town or the city of Lexington. I mean, you get into the city, yeah, you'll see your big buildings, your big streets, your traffic and all that. But once you kind of get out of the downtown, you'll see the fucking mountains and hills all around you. They're just around you. So many guys, we're in Appalachia, dude. So, of course. And the people are so nice. So nice. And I will say this, man. We saw quite a bit of women that night we went. And one thing we noticed is a lot of them wore no makeup, and they were so beautiful. Natural beauty rocks, you know. And we were smiling at people. Sometimes you'll just be looking around, people watching, and your eyes will meet with somebody else. Like my eyes met like with a few women out there, just looking around, even at the bars, and I would just smile and give them a smile and turn away. They smile back. The fuck? Okay. Well, I can't say enough about Lexington, Kentucky. I can't say enough about Kentucky. I know there's probably some bad shit around here. It's in the hills, in the fucking rundown hollers. They're out there. But man, I've seen worse shit, like living in SoCal and Stockton. I've seen, and you all know people in Oxnard or who are from Oxnard and or Stockton, LA. You've seen it. You've been there. I know. Yeah, I don't have to explain that shit. I would highly suggest for any of my friends who live in California, sell your fucking house, because more likely your house was going to be more like my house in Oxnard with, what's it, 1,350 square feet of property. That's going right now for about 687,000 for my old house. 687,000. If you get that for your old house in Oxnard and you move here, you could take a third of that, and I bet you live in a bigger house than you do now with a lot more land. Guaranteed. Fuck yeah. So you could either heed what I'm telling you, or you could continue living in California and, in my opinion, staying asleep, because that's what I was until one day I just said, fuck this, I'm selling this shit, I'm gonna move, I gotta see different shit. And I went to Stockton, or Acampo, Lodi, I didn't know what was up there. I didn't think I'd like Acampo. I ended up liking it. Weather was crazy, hot as fuck. I experienced a flood. I was in a flood situation for 8 days. I couldn't leave the house, so there's that. And I kind of liked it. But when I decided to go visit Kentucky, when I came here, I stayed here for a few weeks, maybe, or something like that. My first time here, I stayed here for a few weeks. I'm like, I'm going to buy this land, or, I'm going to move here. That's exactly what I did. Took me no time. I just go, fuck, I'm moving. I didn't know about the people, the culture, or anything. I took a chance. And boy, am I so glad I did that. Now, when I get my financial shit straightened out, life's going to be a lot better. So, and you'll see. My friends in California, I wish you the best. I hope you survive. I think you would have a better quality of life if you left California. I think so. Reason being that if you do move, you won't get hijacked financially by living there and paying their taxes, insane costs of living. I mean, I don't know. I wish you the best, and I hope you make it out of there alive, or at least survive if you decide to stay. You know, I don't know. I don't know what else I can tell you. Oh, just one little quick thing. If you are so used to the city and you're afraid, or you just don't want to move into the country because you think you could just be stuck here and there's no city around and blah, blah, blah. Dude, I live about an hour away next to Richmond and then an hour and a half away from Lexington. And you think, oh man, that's kind of far. Here, they have no traffic unless you go to a big city. But once you hit one of these highways, it's wide open. Wide the fuck open. Your hour and a half trip, your 2-hour trips don't even seem that long. Because all you do is you hit a fucking country road that takes you to the interstate and you go. And the speed limit's 70 here. You'll be doing 70, 75, 80 maybe. And you'll get to your destination. So if I want to go see big cities real quick, I can. Take me an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on which way you want to go, you know? And the big cities, Lexington, Louisville, Knoxville, Richmond, hold up, Nashville, and then farther down, Memphis, Georgia, or Atlanta, fucking, I don't, just fucking Cincinnati, goddamn, they're all, I'm like in the middle of all that, what I just mentioned. You know, if I want to even go farther out, I fucking make it to Philadelphia in fucking like 14 hours from here. I think the White House is like about 16 hours away from here. I go see the Niagara Falls. So, please, my friends in California, take heed of what I'm saying, because it seems that inflation and the prices will only go up in California, okay? I mean, they're going up everywhere, but in California, places like New York and Chicago, those bigger cities, the prices are going to go up, but especially in California. And, you know, I'm not going to get political, say, oh, blame the president or blame that president or blame this, that, the other. Just think about it. Think about how much you're spending. Think about how much more potential you can have if you move to a place like this. And I am telling you right now, clear your mind, right? Sober as fuck. I'm here. I'm in the present right now. Don't get abused by living there. You can get abused financially. That's all there is to it. Since I've moved here, only I think 3 times I had to pay over $3 for gas, $3 a gallon. I think it was the most I paid was $3.03. And that's considered like high here. It's usually around $2.50-ish. At one time it was $2.15. I hear at one time it was like below $2. So, I don't know what else to tell you, man. If you do decide to move, and you want info and say you're heading up like where I live my way, hit me up. I'll help you out. I'll point you out, what direction to go to, or, I'll show you the ropes down here. Now, I'm not saying, oh, I know everything down here, but dude, I've been getting around. And P-Dog, he's here too, man. And fucking, I think I could speak for P-Dog when I say this. He fucking loves it here. And he is the fuck glad he's out of California. I'm not saying that, because I feel that way. I'm saying that because I know that's how P-Dog feels, because he told me. So, all right, I'm going to cut this now. I've been just blabbering, and the only thing I got to say to my friends in California is really think about it. Really think. Try not to be biased. I was biased. I was going to move out of California, but things got just too fucking expensive, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. And I took that chance and I moved, and I'm so glad I moved. Even though I'm broke as, I've been this is the worst ever financially, moving here, only because it's not Kentucky's fault. It's just a predicament that I got myself into that I should have never done. But I have to say that I'm not glad that happened, but I'm just glad I'm here now in Kentucky. Because fuck living in California. Okay? All right. Well, I'm out. Peace.